I've always liked this beat at the beginning of Listener Supported. Carter plays a bit of like a Mozambique with his own twist to it, so I call it, I know it's a little tongue-in-cheek, the Beauzambique. It's cool because it's Carter, it's totally Carter. He brings in elements that make sense in a Latin drum beat setting, but he also, adapts it really well to the song, which is very important. So before we get into Carter's beat, let's just go over the basics of a Mozambique. The cowbell part is a great place to start. It has a 2-side and a 3-side that lines up with clave, so it's important to keep that in order. Now the next thing to consider are the drum parts. Traditional Mozambique has congas and bigger drums that are like toms, and you can choose some simple parts to add to your beat. Consider playing a high tom in the first measure, and some of the low toms, perhaps on like the upbeat of beat 2 in the second measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that clip came from another video comparing the traditional Mozambique versus the Steve Gadd Mozambique. And if you're not familiar with the Steve Gadd Mozambique, check out the rest of that video after you watch this one. But what's really cool is, like Carter, Steve Gadd makes the Mozambique his and adapts it for the Paul Simon song. One, two, three, four. You can support the work I do on Rhythm Notes by becoming a patron at patreon.com/Rhythm Notes, where you'll gain access to the PDFs for all the video lessons on this channel and more. You have the bell part, right? And you have the toms, all right? And this is split between cross stick on the snare and a conversation with first the 2 rack toms. He's going... If you put that together with the bell pattern, now the bottom end is the kick drum, and I added the hi-hat because I just like a nice steady pulse for timing. It's just a good idea to have that. He doesn't have it necessarily prominent in this groove, but I like to add it just to keep my technique moving in the direction that I'm trying to stay in. Carter Beauford's gonna play variations around the toms with the cymbals, and he's gonna play variations with dynamics. He's one of the best drummers of all time, if you ask me, best drummers of all time, because he, one, sounds like Carter Beauford. He has a sound that is his, and he's got such a range of rhythm, of instrumentation, and dynamics, and he's such a great listener. Almost anything that happens on stage, he's picking up and he's supporting, adding, playing off. It's just, he's like no other, which is why he's so great. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. When you're adapting it to pop music like Carter has done here, and like many of us do, I do this all the time, it's important to both honor the Latin music, but also, adjust it as needed to fit the song. All right, you're not committing any crimes by changing these rhythms or doing variations or playing fills. I think it's totally cool. However, it's really good for your development and developing the ability to make these variations make sense with what you're doing if you learn the traditional music and if you practice it with some discipline. I hope you like this video. If you want to watch more, check out this one suggested to you by YouTube. And if you want to support Rhythm Notes, you can do that by clicking on the link over here. It'll take you to a place for gear recommendations, as well as a way to sign up for our newsletter so you get free lesson PDFs and stay up to date with what's going on coming from Rhythm Notes to you. Thanks for watching.